Hello, everybody, and good morning. Thank you so much for tuning into the show yet again. I'm here to tell you guys that it is about time that you follow or subscribe to the show wherever you listen. I know y'all are out there listening, and you're not subscribing, and you're not following the show, and I don't like that kind of behavior. You guys know I'm tired of working these garbage jobs, wasting my time. The links are in the description of the show wherever you listen. All the links, all the social media links, all the different platforms. Wherever you listen, all I ask is to subscribe, to follow. Please, please, I'm begging you, subscribe, follow, and most importantly, enjoy today's episode. Good morning to you all, fresh off of hopefully a very lucrative Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl weekend. A weekend where all different people from all around the world, for some reason, know that the Super Bowl is going on. It's the only sport. I have cousins in Italy, and they would always say, I love the Super Bowl, Antonio. The Super Bowl. When is the Super Bowl this year? When is it? It's August, motherfuckers. There's no Super Bowl yet. February is the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. I love the Super Bowl. The football, the American football. It's weird. It's the most watched thing ever. A stat that everyone always talks about is the price to have a commercial on the Super Bowl. I want to look up what it is this year. I wonder if inflation got it, and maybe it's a little cheaper. Maybe I can put a smoking Simian commercial for the Super Bowl. Super Bowl commercial cost. Let's see. This year it is going to cost $7 million each. $7 million to put up a fucking commercial. You know how many brought to you by Pfizer moments there's going to be in this fucking Super Bowl? It's a Saturday for me. You guys already watched it, and there's got to be a million of those, get vaccinated and whatever the fuck else on the Super Bowl. I mean, everybody watches it. Just the other day, I was looking up to see what was the most watched show. I should have put episodic show because I was looking to see where House ranked in that. But the most watched thing on TV historically has been the Super Bowl. Imagine that. Imagine that. Everybody, the NFL has done a remarkable marketing job. Not just for the Super Bowl, but across the entire sport. Across it all. Think about the fan base of sports in general, but specifically the NFL. Specifically, the NFL has marketed a game, one that I enjoy from time to time, one that I enjoy watching from time to time. I grew up watching it. I grew up in the Patriots dynasty. I know the whole fucking thing. Not too many years ago, I'd be jumping up and down to everybody else. But the NFL took a sport that has caused record numbers of CTE in men. A sport that just, if you watched it and knew nothing else about it, you would say, these guys probably get injured. They probably get hurt. And they watch these guys play a game that you grow up playing and grow up watching. That's kind of how you become a fan. You start as a kid. And that's where the fuck it should stay. But anyway, just like the Romans, right? You entertain people, you give them the Colosseum, motherfuckers will watch. I don't know why I sang that. The Colosseum. You give them the Colosseum, motherfuckers will watch, and they don't question a goddamn thing. But it is incredibly interesting that the NFL has gotten the recognition that it's gotten because of how murderously dangerous the sport is. And then you think of a sport like MMA, which is far realer, far more authentic, far more original. Maybe not in the rankings, maybe not in the politics of the sport. But when it comes to people getting beaten and battered and mutilated and wretched with injuries and destroying their brains, fighting sports are the best. They are. They gotta be. They don't get paid the most because nobody fucking watches them like they do the NFL. or some of these other sports. But as far as mainstream violence go, the NFL has a lock. The NFL has an absolute lock on mainstream violence, aside from like if we're in a war. Like if we were in a war, the NFL, move the fuck over. Move over. Move it. You guys ain't doing enough. You guys are not doing enough. We got 12 news stations doing 4 breaking news moments a day talking about all the people we've killed and all the people that have gotten killed. That shit is so much better. It is increasingly, exponentially better than a bunch of guys, a bunch of millionaires, young millionaires running over. That's the other thing, right? We're all willing to sit down and put our whole livelihoods, put our whole trust and everything we have into these teams. And I was fortunate, right? I'm fortunate. I grew up in the Northeast. We have a stellar team. I guess not right now, but for 20 years we were fucking spoiled. We could put our lives and our hopes and dreams on our team. But if you're from like Cleveland, and you're a fan of the Browns, or if you're from Detroit, or some other, economically impoverished city in the United States, I mean, what are you holding on to? All that energy could be used to elevate yourself or elevate the people around you, or at least watch something better. I mean, Christ, you're literally watching people that have made an immense living. Everybody involved, not just the players, the coaches, the people who film, the producers, the light guys, the commentators, obviously the owners of the teams, they got the most money. But the managers, the coaches, I mean, the medical staff gets money anyway, but the security for the stadiums, everybody is getting paid incredibly handsome for a game. For a game, a literal game. Like if me and 6 other people sat down and played Monopoly, in my mind, that is the exact same thing as a bunch of us sitting down on a Sunday and watching a football game. In fact, I think it's better if we're all playing, but at least we're playing the game. At least we're playing the game. We have the illusion that we're actually winning something, and we got the money, we got the properties, I got Park Place, cocksucker. Don't drop on that one. That's going to be $2,000. But anyway, the NFL has completely found a way to market the deterioration of the minds and bodies of young millionaires who, a lot of them, after they're done playing, don't know what the fuck they're going to do. They don't know what they're going to do. And the accumulation of that, the culmination, whatever the fucking word it is, the culmination of all of that is brought to this one day, Super Bowl Sunday, where the best team of brain dead gajillionaires go up against the other best team of brain dead gajillionaires, and they give each other brain damage for an hour, and then in between they bring out a bunch of other people who have a lot of money for doing something, but at least they're doing something that is artistic in a sense. Not necessarily, but this year we got some real artists for the halftime show. They got Snoop Dogg. I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but they have him. They got Mary J. Blige. Supposedly Kendrick Lamar is supposed to be showing out. There's supposed to be a big halftime show, and that's great. That's great. And I know you guys are thinking, it's all entertainment. It's entertaining. That's all it is. Why are you so angry? It's entertaining. Yes, it is very entertaining. It is. But it is just interesting to me. It's just interesting to me that nobody questions what it is they're actually partaking in. Nobody questions what they're actually kind of feeding into. Not saying that feeding into an artist who makes music is any better, even if it is, right? I mean, we can be honest. There's a lot of Mary J. Blige songs and Snoop Dogg's and Kendrick Lamar. There's a lot of those songs that I would listen to for, hours and hours and hours before I would watch a football game. And my current stage, right? If this was years ago, I would, and that's me, right? I am possibly, sounds like somebody's breaking in. I am possibly in the minority here of people who find music and different forms of artistry a little more entertaining than sport, specifically the sport of football. Because it is interesting that they have been able to market this form of entertainment. It is literally, the Super Bowl is just a big day of mass entertainment. I think that's got to be what it is. It's got to be, because the Super Bowl pregame show starts early, right? Maybe an hour or 2 hours before the show. I don't know. I'm out of the loop. But they're talking about everything. They're talking about what Mary J. Blige is going to wear. They're talking about the wives that are in the crowd. Here's a quick 15-minute bean dip that you can make. What happened to cooking? Not to go off on a tangent, but what happened to cooking? Cooking used to be a legitimate skill. Cooking used to be something that it took time. It was like a trade. It took time, and you learned under a chef who knows or chefs who know what the fuck they're doing. They've been doing it for years. There's techniques that you learn. Now, cooking and recipes, the only positive merit that they have is how quickly and easily they can be made. All the time. You see it all the time on Instagram and wherever the fuck else. Try this new 3-ingredient dessert. Feed a family of 12 with these 2-ingredient casseroles. Try this. How about we make a meal that's it's got nothing in it, no ingredients. It's called I'm Hungry, motherfucker. Let's eat. Let's fucking eat. And usually the people who post these things are these moms who don't have many outlets in life. They're young, right? They didn't know what they were getting into when they decided to have some kids. Now they got a bunch of kids. They're young. They're not even 30 years old. So they're still in the social media, loop. So they go ahead and they make these videos, and the kids are the ones who suffer. The kids have to be the ones who suffer. I can imagine the kid, Jesus Christ, Mom, again? We're going to eat eggs and fucking green salsa again? Good God, Mom. I want some fucking food. You got to start working more on that OnlyFans. You need some more time. Mom, if I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. Dad's dick is not doing it anymore. People aren't paying what they were. You got to get a bigger dick. You got to get a bigger dick because Dad's cock is not putting food on this table anymore. Clearly. All we eat are 3-ingredient fucking dinners. What is this? But anyway, the Super Bowl is literally a day of just entertaining. Entertaining. You got to invite people over. You got to entertain them. Come on, come in. You've been cooking since 3 in the morning like it's a fucking holiday. Come on, everybody. I got nachos. We got pizza. We got more pizza coming. We got wings with 16 different flavors. You got 14 different sauces. You can dip them in to mix it around. We got a full thing of booze. We got 18 fucking 30 racks of soda. We got 30 racks of Bud Light. We're going to make a goddamn day out of this. We're going to eat and fart and go outside and smoke cigarettes. And we're going to come in and just in and out all day. But once the game starts, everybody sits the fuck down and watches, all right? Everybody sits down. Not even for the commercials we can leave or change the station because the commercials are the best part. You ever hear somebody say that? The commercials are the best part. The best part of the Super Bowl is the commercials. Really? So the NFL fucked up big time then. This goes back on everything that I have just said. The NFL has completely fucked up because the commercials have overtaken the actual sporting event. The event where where 2 teams made up of either rich kids or rich kids. That's pretty much it, right? Some of them come from the gutter, I understand, but they get out of that pretty quickly. They got someone in their family who takes them to all these events, the college scouting camps and this type of stuff. Their names kind of get rung through. I'm sure a lot of these guys that get in the NFL, they get there because they're known, and they don't get known unless they have a little bit of money, right? Unless they got a little bit of money where they can go to the camps and they can go meet the coaches and the coaches of the high school and the coaches of the college and then eventually the coach for, whatever fucking team you end up on. So you don't get to watch the hard work of these men, right? A lot of them are grown men now. Some of them come into the league younger than I am, but most of them are grown men who have made a career out of playing this sport. And you don't get to watch the culmination. You don't tune in to watch all the hard work put into becoming an athlete. Because I'm not saying it's not hard work. It is incredibly hard work. You got to devote your entire life to one single thing, which is a lot of people do that, not just for sports, but these guys happen to do it for sports. Something that isn't incredibly complicated. Right? If we're being honest. Yes, there's many layers to sports, especially a game like football, and there's a science, and there's an art, and there's geniuses in that realm, just like any other fucking realm. There's a guy somewhere in Germany who beatboxes faster than everyone else, and everyone calls him a fucking genius. So, it's all relative. But you're ignoring that to watch the Doritos commercial. You're ignoring that because Hertz has fucking, I don't know, Neil Young on there telling you to cancel your Enterprise car, right? I'm going to take all my cars off of Hertz lot if Enterprise doesn't, I don't know, stop fucking around. That's something Neil Young would do, right? Oh, God. I don't know. It's not for me anymore. The Super Bowl, sports. Unless guys are beating each other up and getting CTE the right way, without all the equipment, without all the weird hitting of each other, and they're super athletes. Don't get me wrong. I mean, these guys are super athletes. They're probably on some kind of regulated steroid, if we're being real. A lot of these guys are. I mean, it's funny when you get a little older, because when I was a kid, I was obviously intensely obsessed with going to the gym and being in shape and all this stuff. And I would look at these guys and I'm like, damn, these guys are fucking freaks. And then you get older and you're like, these motherfuckers are on steroids, all of them. All of them. I remember being a kid thinking The Rock was natty. One of my friends told me that they took some, him, Mark Wahlberg, and the other guy that were in Pain and Gain. They took some fucking pill that had the hair off of an elk's antler in the pill, right? Like that was infused, and supposedly that's what got them as big as fucking houses. And I was like, yeah, that's probably true. And then he's like, dude, you can get it. You can get it on the market. I'm like, whoa, shit, I gotta get that. No fucking pill. No pill with fucking elk antler hair. Steroids like a motherfucker. That's mostly what it is. And then the fucking UFC too, MMA, boxing, they all do that shit, man. I think they should just let it be. Make it a fair playing field for everybody, like in Russia. Everyone does steroids, so it's fair, right? If everyone's doing steroids, then it's a fair playing field, which is why the NFL, it's not saying they all do steroids, right? I mean, steroids and performance-enhancing drugs, they all do different things. They don't just make you big and yoked and strong. There's some that do other ones, like EPO. That's a performance-enhancing drug. I don't know if that's necessarily a steroid, but it is definitely a PED, and that can be very beneficial in a game like football. It gives you more endurance, more stamina, even if it's a more explosive game. But whatever, you could use EPO in any of the big three sports between baseball, football, and basketball. So, and there's other ones, I'm sure. I don't know. I'm not super well versed in the names and different kinds and what they do, but I do know that there's plenty of athletes that are able to train using steroids and then get it out of their system relatively quickly. And yeah, there's random drug tests, sure, but I'm sure there's science behind this. There's plenty of scientists working on this type of thing, and yeah, I mean, when you really break it down, when you really get down to it, football is a bunch of genetically gifted freaks who go ahead and then alter their genetics to make them even more freakish, put on, 30 or 40 pounds, maybe less, 30 pounds a gear, and run really, really fast into each other with their heads down. Getting hit in the head constantly, getting hit in the body and the legs all over, and they get paid a lot of money. They get paid a shit ton of money to do that. They get paid a lot of money to be in a car crash. Same thing with, fighters. They get paid considerably less, and, they do something, in my mind, a little more, more honorable. I don't know. It's more raw. It's more human to just fight each other. That's the real spectator sport, combat. It is. I have a theory. You're walking down the street, and you walk past a basketball court, and there's a bunch of fucking nobodies playing each other. Just a pickup game. You're walking by. You go, wow, I'm not interested in that at all. This looks terrible. And you keep walking, right? Because it's being done at a very low level. The sport is being done at a very low level. And you can say that about a baseball pickup game, soccer, football, any of that shit. You're not going to stop and watch. Now, the next day, you walk by that same court, and two guys start throwing down. You stop. You stop, mainly because it's something you don't see very often. But also, you're kind of concerned on who wins. You kind of want to see how this plays out. Right? I don't know. That's what I think. You take out your phone, you sit there, you call your buddies after it happened. Dude, this guy's face splattered. They beat the fuck out of each other. It was nuts. Whoa. I don't know. Causes pandemonium, fights, combat. It's great. I don't want to shit on the NFL anymore. They might come and get me. They might take my sponsorship away from me. I'm going to be on Nickelodeon soon. They do like the Nickelodeon games, and I think it's like Thursday Night Football. You can watch the games on Nickelodeon and shit pops up. That would have been dope when I was a kid, But my generation didn't give a fuck about that, I suppose. In other news, you guys know every once in a while I like to bring up some shit. And this is something I didn't hear about at all. I mean, I don't follow the news very much. I follow Roca News, Ride the News on Instagram. Follow them. They know what they're doing. They give you straight fucking facts, unbiased, great stuff. And every once in a while, when I come on here, I like to look through it and see if there's some shit I can talk about. And here's something that I didn't know anything about this. I didn't see it on Twitter. I didn't hear anybody talking about it. And this was like a week ago. So the title of it on Instagram is U.S. Raid Kills Top IS Leader. IS, maybe Islamic State. I don't know. The leader of, I'm an idiot. The next bullet says that. The leader of Islamic State died in a U.S.-led raid in Syria. Now here comes the guy's name. Abu Ibrahim al-Hashimi al-Qurashi, maybe, reportedly blew himself up as a U.S. troop approached his hideout. 6 children and 4 women also died in the raid. That's a hack. Is it not? It says U.S. raid kills top IS leader. Okay, that's fine. I understand where they're going with it. But we didn't kill him. We scared him into killing himself. Right? It just said that he blew himself up. He reportedly blew himself up as U.S. troops approached his hideout. This motherfucker was done playing hide and seek, and he had a bomb ready to go. If these motherfuckers find me and these women and children are out of this bitch. We're out of this bitch. He did a magic trick. We didn't kill him. We scared him into killing himself, which is not necessarily a bad thing. That's pretty good. I think that's like hitting somebody, that's like somebody dropping before you hit them, right? What if we were going to go in there and try and bring him to our side and make him, I don't know, be part of the CIA and get us some information, get us some intelligence here? He could have lived a happy life. He could have ended up in, but he could have ended up in odd West Virginia as the relocation fucking plan or whatever, He could have been all right. Instead, I tell people a million times, do not anticipate the punch before it happens. Because you'll end up blowing yourself up. And a bunch of children and kids, children and women. You can't duck before the punch comes because you don't know. You could get out of the way. But if you duck too early, all he's going to do is redirect the shot, And that's a case here. That is the clear case of Mr. Abu Ibrahim. He was nervous. He seemed a little nervous. He said, "Uh-oh, a troop is coming." Do you think that... Well, let's read the rest of this. While the leader of IS during its 2015-2016 peak died during a 2019 raid in the group, well, did we kill him? Did we kill him? No. It says he died, so maybe he did the same thing. Maybe that's just how they succeed each other as head of the Islamic State. The first guy killed himself, now another guy kills himself, and then, but I don't know, and the next guy that is the head is just willing to say, hey, when shit hits the fan, I'll kill myself. I have no qualms about killing myself, and I think we'll be okay. There's no voting, there's no none of that shit. It's just, hey, would you kill yourself if troops came? Yeah, I would do that. Fuck it. Whatever. Okay, this guy's the leader. Guys, he's the leader now, and just tell him if there's anybody around that is a little nervous, right? Doesn't look like us, maybe an American. This guy has to be ready to kill himself at all times. It's part of the gig. We don't have a whole lot of money to give you, but you can do more or less what you want with who we bring you, and in terms of blowing other people up, you have fucking absolute freedom. We won't get in your way. But the only stipulation is you have to be ready on call like a doctor, like a surgeon. You have to be ready to kill yourself. You have to be ready, regardless of whether you think it's going to be something bad or what. It could be a guy delivering pizza to our house. If someone says, hey, this motherfucker, if a bunch of us are like, this guy looks like he's going to kill us, you need to kill yourself. But anyway, while the leader of IS during its 2015-2016 peak died during a 2019 raid, and the group controls much less territory than it did, it continues to launch terror attacks and threatens a return in Syria and Iraq. They're going to have to look for another guy willing to kill himself. President Biden said he ordered the raid to send a, in quotes, strong message to terrorists around the world. We will come after you and find you. We will come after you and find you, you filthy, filthy terrorists that are hundreds of thousands of miles away. We will come. We will arm your people. We will make a lot of money. We'll take all of your drugs. We'll take all of your opium and your resources, and we're going to bring it here and sell it to our people for very cheap. And you guys, we're going to get you. We're going to get you. That's what he's saying. We are going to find you, deplete you of your resources, make a lot of money by supplying the people in your region that don't want the same thing that you want, and fuel revolution. We're going to fuel revolutions, essentially, all while destroying the place that you live. We will come after you and find you, and we're going to get you like the boogeyman. We're going to find you. They didn't find this guy. They didn't find him whole. They heard a... They're like, shit, that motherfucker blew himself up. Hopefully there was 6 children and 4 women in there. Hopefully, because they were probably terrorists too. Maybe one of them, if he wasn't in the room, maybe one of those children would be the next one that would have to kill himself and be the leader of IS and lead this expansion into Syria and Iraq. Launch some terror. That's what it says. Launch terror attacks. Ooga booga 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 booga. Launch terror. Oh my God, this is terrifying. Message to terrorists around the world. Around the world. We go to the same 3 places. And they're all in the Middle East. What do you mean around the world? I'm sure there's some pretty bad terrorism going on in Africa, or fucking, I don't know, somewhere, Southeast Asia, some other fucking place. Southeast Asia. Let me not sound like an idiot. I don't know. The Middle East, Southeast, whatever. My point is there are other places in the world that there is terrorism. But we only go to the same ones because we have a vested interest. There's some cool shit that we want there. There's a bunch of cool shit that we could take from them that we can then process and turn into a bunch of different things. We can take their lithium and we can fuel our electric everything that's electric, everything that's on batteries, cars, any other fucking television remotes, microwaves are plug-in. But you know what the fuck I'm saying. We can buy lithium, and we can use it to charge those things. That will, in turn, help the environment. It'll help the environment, right? Us destroying another environment will help our environment and all the environments that use lithium. And then we can also give people lithium for medicine. We can call it medicine, as long as we got a nice big stamp on it from one of our big brothers, one of the real owners, right? One of the big pharmaceutical guys. We can give lithium to people, and then we can, what else can we do? The oil, we can take oil. Everything we have is made of oil, right? Plastics, how much, we use so much plastic. We can get all that oil for fire prices, and then bring it here and process it, and sell it to people in different forms of things, into a television, or into a fucking, something you put your groceries in at the end of the day when you're grocery shopping. Because God forbid you'd pick paper. God, no. You need 300 plastic bags in that fucking pantry of yours in the bottom shelf, and just to be strewn about so you can use them to line your trash bin in the bathroom, because it's the only one that's small enough that'll fit one of those fucking Stop and Shop bags. We need the oil. We need the oil to fuel our machines and our cars and our vehicles. But I thought, what happened to the electric? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. We need both. We need both. And while we're there, we're going to sell you guys a bunch of weapons, because we're going to use your people who agree with us. We're going to sell them a bunch of weapons. We're going to use them to fuck you guys up. Along with us, we're going to help fuck you guys up. And then we're going to leave. Once we get everything we want, we're going to fucking leave. And then you guys can deal with it. You guys can deal with it. And you guys can go take the terrorists and go ahead and take their weapons that we were originally selling to the people who are on our side. But now that we're gone, we got everything we wanted. It's okay. You guys, you deal with it. You deal with it. It is okay. It'll be A-okay, because we are still strongest. So that's it, motherfuckers. We are going to come and we're going to get you. We're going to find you, and we're going to find you, and it's going to be a very anticlimactic thing, because you will have blown yourself up in your own house. That's got to be a bummer, right? You're like in a platoon. Guys, I think this is a boo babaloo booby. His house. I think this is his house. We got to run up in there and fucking boom, and he blew himself up. Oh, come on. That sucks. There's no fun. Where's the fun in that? I wanted to kill. This is why I joined the Corps. For killing, death. No, most of them don't do it for that. I'm sure there's a couple, though. I'm sure there's a few. Anyway, guys, thank you all for listening to me scream about plenty of nonsense on this Monday morning. Those of you who are watching the show, you will see there's no smoking Simian behind me. There's no anything behind me. Everything is off the walls. We are officially transitioning into moving. We're still doing episodes. I don't have a place yet. I don't have a place to live, but I will soon, hopefully. And episodes are still happening. Wherever I move, the show's still happening. I don't got to tell you guys that every fucking week, but, less and less is going to be in this room as time goes on. So, as always, guys, keeping it real, letting y'all motherfuckers know what the fuck's on my mind, letting y'all know what's happening in my life. And a couple dates. This Friday, February 18th, I will be at Stand Up New York. The show starts at 10 p.m. I will be there. If you show up, tell them you're there for me. I will be at Mohegan Sun Comics Roadhouse March 3rd. Again, I need people to show up. So please, if you're going to that, you can buy tickets at the door. You can buy them online. Check my social media for updates on that. And then March 13th, which is a Sunday, I will be at the Comedy Connection in East Providence, Rhode Island, a phenomenal place. I haven't been there in a while, and I'm excited to get back up on their stage. And that is it, motherfuckers. Follow the show wherever you listen. Follow me on my multiple fucking social medias. Follow the show on Instagram. And tell everyone you know about us. That's it, motherfuckers. We're done. Talk to y'all Thursday. Peace.